Okay, hello my favorite foodies. We are back. That's perfect music. Great choice, my producer Jack. Because we are here going to be talking about a new Mexican taqueria.
It's taqueria, restaurante.
Restaurante. It is amazing is what it is. It is delicious. It is Pico in the heart of Roswell Square. Used to be Relish, the infamous Relish by the Condiment Group and Andy Badgett, who's sitting right here beside me. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me today.
Man, thank you for bringing us so much food.
Yummy, yummy. Delicioso.
Delicioso. See, last week I tried to do a recipe from a French cookbook and I could not say any of the ingredients. I don't know why I chose it to say on air. So thank goodness we have something with a little Latin in it today because I can pronounce those words. What did you bring for us today? Because the thing there on the end is what I've already blogged about.
Well, we have some of our salsas because we got a lot of different salsas at Pico. And of course, you've already tried and talked about the... as we say on the menu, buñuelos de queso fundido, which are the fritters, and then at the end, the lovely flan.
The flan. The fritters, though, you guys, I gotta jump back to it. The fritter, now they kind of take the place of the infamous fried pimento cheese balls that Relish used to have.
Yes, we're well known and have been on TV on TLC for the pimento cheese fritters, and people, when they heard we were closing, were getting a little nervous that they'd never see them again, and they won't see them with pimento cheese, but we have reincarnated them with chorizo and pepper jack cheese and some roasted poblano.
I like them better, actually, than the pimento cheese balls. I really do, because it's got the meat in there. And
we're getting a wonderful response on them that people, I think more people are liking them than the old ones.
So good. We went there, and then you had sopes, which a lot of menus do not have. And a lot of people think, oh, that's a grammatical error. You mean sopa, soup. No, it's sopes.
Sopes, little masa boats filled with some goodies, some beans. We could do chorizo on that one, on top of the lettuce and some nice spicy salsa. They're excellent.
We said it was, what did my family say it was? We said that it was similar to a chalupa, but a much higher quality. But that's kind of how the dough is. The dough, it's very flaky, very doughy, and then it's almost like a little boat with everything on top.
Right. I mean, masa is the same thing you make tortillas out of, but it's a little thicker. And gordita is another thing besides chalupa that you would make out of that dough. So it's crispy on the outside and a little doughy on the inside.
Oh, it was delicious.
And that corn flavor is just intense.
So good. Now, let me ask you a question because I'm sure inquiring minds want to know, and I'm sorry I have to ask. What happened to Relish? It was so popular. You've been on the Food Network. You've been in. You've won so many awards. So many awards. It's a definite local favorite. How can you go wrong with a Krispy Kreme bread pudding with Krispy Kreme donuts? How can you go wrong with that? What happened, Andy?
Well, there's nothing wrong with the quality of food and the service and the ambiance, but at the same time, we just we're a pretty big restaurant, and we just weren't financially. We just weren't making it. And so we looked at it in the future and said, is this going to make it long term? And we came to the decision that it wasn't, and we decided to make a change to something a little more casual. And those who have followed me before, I have done this once before. The Fickle Pickle once was a ultra fine dining restaurant called Asher, and we kind of, in the time after 9/11, had to make that change. And I kind of, with the economy the way it is, it's not a change that we thought of lightly, but we thought it was the best thing.
Well, Fickle Pickle is widely popular, so that's still around.
Been around this. We'll be starting our 8th year this year. So
congratulations.
Thank you.
Fickle Pickle right there also on the same street. So you're lucky. You have two amazing restaurants that are really close to each other in proximity. That must be convenient for you.
Yeah, it's easy. It's an easy trip back and forth.
Well, let me ask you this, because Fickle Pickle is very southern. Relish was definitely southern. So where in the world did your inspiration to create a Mexican restaurant come from? White man.
I'm a gringo, I admit it. Asher was French American. Yes, gourmet sandwiches, New Southern, but I love all sorts of food. So, and I've cooked a lot of different types of food, and it's probably the most popular food that my family and I like to go out and eat.
There we go.
And we
go with what you know you like.
And it's a place that I knew my family would come time and time again, because we would go to a different Mexican restaurant once a week, but now I said, you know what, I'm going to have that restaurant that we go to once a week.
I love that idea, where that just comes from. I really do. And you have completely redesigned the entire interior. Now you got these bright, bold colors. You have this huge metal rooster on your front
Pepe de Gallo.
Oh, he has a name now. Well, let's talk about, you know what? Well, first of all, the whole Mexican taqueria, restaurante, it's just on a trend right now. I mean, you have pure taqueria that's also very popular. See, I got nods going on around the studio. So tell me what makes you stand out against all the other restaurants that are in that league? Because they're everywhere.
It's a very popular trend.
So it's very bold of you to jump into the deep end with that.
Well, when people heard we were opening changing to Mexican, there were some groans, and there's Mexican on every corner, and we said, well, there is, for a reason, they're popular, but I get kind of tired. You know, you try different ones. I wanted one that was more fresh, more bold, had a lot more flavor to it, and so that's what we tried to create. Not to say that, and I think we can exist. When I opened Pickle, there were other sandwich places around the corner, and we just made ours unique and different from the others, and we've been popular with that, and we think we'll do the same thing with Pico. I
think what you're really good at, I mean, the food is fantastic, don't get me wrong, fantastic, but you have a talent for atmosphere.
Thank you.
You really do have a talent for creating just a very inviting, welcoming atmosphere, and your staff is fantastic, by the way.
I appreciate that. Well, honestly, with ambiance, a lot of people thought Relish was a little blasé, so we definitely changed it a lot with the bold colors and the flying pigs in the one room.
Right, flying pigs, that's right. Now, if you go and try and look up their information, it is Pico Autentico. Autentico. Autentico in Spanish. But the website is almost finished.
Almost. We should be up this week.
Almost finished. Okay. Well, what was I going to ask you here? Here we go. What would you like to see goal-wise for Pico? Because I know that, was it Alton Brown that came to Relish and was in love with your sweet potatoes?
He was in love with the fried black-eyed peas.
That's what it was. Fried black-eyed peas. Yum. Anything fried is better. I mean, come on. Right? There's a restaurant down the street, what is it? Ink, I believe. That's also on our street. And they have fried corn.
Fried hominy.
Oh, that's right.
I'm giving them a plug. Look at that.
Look at that. I know. Competition. Just kidding. Okay, so what are anything that is special about the menu, or anything specials that you have going on now that you just opened for the people to go and know about?
Well, one of the things when you first come in and you look at the menu, we have a part just for the chips, which have we have a salsa mexicana, your basic salsa that most places have. We add a little more lime juice and cilantro. It's flavors I love. But we have some other salsas that people get to enjoy, and some we brought today. We have our own version of Pico. Pico's it's a tomato relish salsa. It's very basic. But then we have de arbol salsa. We have a habanero pineapple. We just love that in Mexican cuisine there's so many different chilies, and there's dried chilies and fresh chilies, and there's tomato-based sauces and tomatillo-based sauces. So we want to just introduce more of those flavors. Not that some Mexican restaurants have them now, but we just don't see enough of it, and think there's so much creativity out there with those flavors. So that's the first part, and we try and highlight the antojitos, the appetizers, with the fritters, and then we have
I said those are my favorite yet? Just kidding. Just checking.
And in Mexico, a quesadilla is usually fritas with the masa, not with the tortilla. We've Americanized it with the flour tortilla. So we have the quesadilla fritas, which is stuffed with cheese, which are delicious too, and the sopes and tamales.
You are making me so hungry, Andy. And the food is all right here in front of me, and I can't be eating it because I'm live on air. It's not fair. Now, really quickly before we have to go to another commercial break, unfortunately, because you're so easy to talk to, I could just sit here and talk food with you all day. Last question, which is the one. What about you personally? Are you looking forward to maybe even opening another concept? Because you also have, and we got to throw it out there really quick, All Y'all's Market.
All Y'all's Wine and Gourmet.
Wine and Gourmet Market, which is attached to Pico. It's an entire wine boutique store and lots of local products that are showcased. Local
gourmet products. Also the wine. We have wine classes that we do. And actually, some people may be wondering, we have a special events facility that was associated with Relish. That's called Events at 590 now, so we still do private events upstairs, and we have the Pickle. But in terms of doing other things, I mean, we've always wanted to do a second Pickle. We just love it.
Really? You wanted another location?
Yeah, we do. We just think it's a fun concept. Want to introduce it to more people.
If you keep it in the whole neighborhood, historic district thing, it could work anywhere.
Yeah, and it's casual, and you can come anytime. And we like we love the food truck theme, but we'll see.
Well, we'll see. Keep me updated because I want to bring you back. And guys, I have all their information online, and we've been taking pictures throughout this whole thing. In fact, this entire interview has been videoed and will be up on the website on Monday as well. So, Andy, you can go and watch yourself online.
I'm muy guapo.
Muy guapo. Then again, that is thedonnashow.com. www.thedonnashow.com. Go check it out. Pico Autentico, taking place at Relish in Historic Roswell Square. Go check it out. Tell him that you heard about it on The Donna Show, so he knows that he came here for a good reason with all of this food, because it's amazing. And now I'm going to go eat the flan. Andy, thank you so much for coming on.
You're very welcome.
It's good to see you again. All right, don't go anywhere. As soon as we come back, and after I eat a little bit more, we are going to be talking to the whole gang, and there's a lot of them, from the Art Institute of Atlanta and the dining restaurant. Why am I so tongue twisted today? Creations. I'm super excited to tell you all about that. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to The Donna Show.